All right, and I believe we're almost ready to go. Norbert, do you have access here?
Yeah, GM. Can you guys hear me?
GM, perfect. Thanks a lot for joining.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for having us. Yeah, while we wait on Hansi, I'll definitely kick things off if you guys are ready. Sorry for the a little bit of delay.
Oh, all good.
Yeah, he's in West Coast, so still early for me, but it's even nice and brighter for him. So yeah,
Yeah, no
absolutely.
worries at
Thank
all.
you.
Thanks a lot for joining. Where are you based again? Is it early morning for you?
Just 9 a.m. I'm here in Florida for
Okay,
now.
okay, not too bad. 9 a.m. Good way to start the day. Talk about the Bitcoin DeFi ecosystem and really get motivated for the day ahead.
Exactly. You know it.
But yeah, I guess on that note, let's kick it off. This is, if you're not aware, this is the first episode in the Bitcoin Liquidity series. The goal of the series is to bring together, I guess, both the brightest minds and the most innovative, unique, interesting projects in the Bitcoin DeFi space. And we are honored to be joined by, to have you guys on as the first guest here. Obviously, Nubit is an integral part of the Bitcoin DeFi ecosystem, but it's also a strong ally and partner to Yala. So I think on that note, it made sense to start the series with you guys. And I guess to get straight into it, why don't you briefly introduce yourself, who you are, both as an individual and as well as a co-founder of Nubit.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, pretty much like taking a step back, super excited to be here. Again, we just announced our partnership last week. And again, congrats on a super recent seed round as well as going testnet. So again, you guys been staying busy for sure. But a little bit about myself. My name is Norbert. I'm doing global growth here at Nubit. Pretty much I'm in the space since 2020. Um, you know, I was doing pretty much like DeFi, GameFi, and I was part of an accelerator on Bitcoin super recently before I joined the team a couple of months ago. And pretty much since then, we just, going for a narrative change. And on top of our DA layer, BTC native DA layer that we built, based on that success and based on what we were able to provide on infra, we are expanding our product offering and a one-stop ecosystem solution for developers. And our goal is just to bridge the gap between Web2 and Web3 with applications such as Telegram mini apps. And basically, we're just trying to solve the key barriers to mass adoption. And our goal is to onboard the next million consumer applications.
Sounds great. It's a very good goal to have. As long as you can promise to bring some of them towards Yala, then we're happy.
Exactly.
And
That's why, again, we have the partnership. Wouldn't be any issues at all.
yeah, exactly. Perfect. Good to hear. And you mentioned here the main goal being, I guess, bridging the gap between both Web2 and Web3 ecosystems. And I guess a big part of that is maybe through the launch of, or the recent launch of Matrix on your side, if I'm not mistaken here.
Yes, absolutely. You're correct. Definitely that's part of our, hopefully that's kind of solves the challenge itself. I can break it down to you if, would be interested, because again, it could be a little bit
Yes, please.
da
Yep.
daunting. So pretty much like we launched the Matrix a couple of months ago, and that's been a significant milestone for us here at Nubit. And mainly it's designed to tackle some of the biggest challenges and the transition from Web 2 to Web 3. As what we see is one of the core issues in Web 2, in Web 3, pretty much that the applications in Web 2 are, super user friendly, fast, familiar for the users, while in Web 3, they're, despite of the benefits, really, it could be still a little bit complex. So, whether that be wallets, gas fees, or even transaction speeds, the technical barriers for Web3 is still a bit too high for mainstream users or mainstream adoption. So the matrix itself is built to bridge that gap and simplifying that infrastructure. and that the infrastructure itself that needed to build and run any sort of applications. So the key focus on making that blockchain technology seamless as possible for developers and users. We're introducing two really exciting tools, one of them being Minichain as a service, as well as our Nubit DKit or SDK. And pretty much the SDK or the Nubit DKit itself is able to help developers to deploy their own. Sorry, let me take it back. The Minichain service itself is able to deploy, helping developers to deploy their own mini chains or blockchains without the needing for deeper technical expertise, which is definitely key. And super similar to what WeChat tool, WeChat Dev Toolkits itself has, and it's been established already working in a Web2 ecosystem, and it abstracts away all the complexity, and so it allows the project and the founders itself to just focus on executing and scaling without working on or thinking about the security, or there's a lot of things that could go wrong whether we're trying to build on Web3, especially on Bitcoin. So we're just trying to eliminate the security and the decentralization burdens. So that's one side. I feel like it's cool for the developers. And on the other side, for the user aspect, what I mentioned before, because again, our goal is to, onboard as many users as possible, which should likely only happen if you're able to onboard those developers as well as the applications. For the user aspect, the matrix is making sure that we can have a seamless interaction with dApps without actually understanding the actual underlying of blockchain mechanics. So it's a really good example, I feel like, looking into Telegram ecosystem, how so many games, so many DeFi apps are pretty much like coming, and how the users are able to seamlessly interact with it and making blockchain almost invisible for the users. And, that's our goal as well, making Web3 apps just like in Web2 without any sort of friction. And, hopefully with the metrics, we're going to be able to offer that.
That sounds great. Well, it's a good mission to be on. Can you explain a bit about the role of Nubit as as a Bitcoin protocol versus being a multi-chain Web3 like ecosystem generator, if that makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So like I mentioned early on, or like a couple of months ago, right after our seed round, really, a biggest push and focus was our DA layer, which is, really unique in the whole Bitcoin ecosystem, being the only BTC native DA layer that helps with scaling and also with the throughput itself. Because when we're looking at the BTC ecosystem, any projects, let that be any L2, oracles, or DeFi, the challenge is definitely pretty big whenever it comes down to tackling those issues. So that's why we're able to help, and that's why, again, with our close partnership with you guys as well, making sure that there's no congestion on the network, really, and making sure everything goes as seamlessly as possible without ever leaving the main chain. So everything stays decentralized, keeping it core to its nature, Bitcoin nature, consensus mechanism.
Okay, got it. That makes sense. But just to double down on that, could you elaborate a bit on how Nubit then works with a protocol like Yala or any other DeFi or BTC-Fi protocol for that matter, and what kind of service or benefits it can provide to a platform like Yala?
Oh my God, can you guys hear me? Peter
There we
decided
go.
to. Oh my God,
He's back.
I have to decided to update the app for no reason. Oh my God. That's
It
something
happens.
new.
It happens.
I don't know why that's even a possibility. Oh my God, sorry about that.
Oh, all good. All
So,
good. Good to have you back.
sorry. Yeah, glad I made it back. Sorry. So, what was it? Could you repeat the last question?
So yeah, I guess it's touching a bit upon how let's think how Nubit works to benefit various DeFi protocols, whether it's on Bitcoin or any other chain. So I wanted to ask if you could elaborate a bit on Nubit services for a protocol like Yala and what kind of benefits we both get from collaborating and partnering.
Yeah, absolutely. So pretty much like a little bit of breakdown really over the partnership. What we have is, super recently, you guys announced with the seed round as well as with the testnet launch, which, by the way, any updates on that one, in regards to when the next phase are going to be coming? I was just curious because you guys started with testnet launch one. Is it going to be divided to different phases? And so, what does that look like for you guys?
Yes. So as far as I know, we'll have it in, uh, I think the plan is around 3 different phases of the testnet. So as you saw, we obviously launched phase 1 of the testnet yesterday. And yeah, then we'll work to quickly get through the different phases and hopefully be on the mainnet in the beginning of the next year.
There we go. Love that. I mean, definitely exciting. And yeah, like definitely like the biggest thing really with we talk about DeFi and what you guys doing in the space is, how we can make sure everything stays secure, decentralized, as well as, offering the scalability. So, again, like I mentioned, really where I feel like going for a DeFi summer or earlier this year, couple months ago, with Babylon pretty much unlocking staking, unlocking that idle Bitcoin that we all been waiting for a long time now. Um, that's our goal as well, and that's how we're able to kind of partnership and like provide that solution itself for you guys. So, everything stays on chain, making sure it stays as decentralized without ever leaving chain. So that's our goal, really.
That's perfect. I guess we're very much together in that goal. So I guess slightly off topic from both Nubit and Yala, but what are you personally excited about, the most excited about in the coming, I guess, 6 to 12 months, both within the Bitcoin space, but maybe in the general DeFi or Web3 space as a whole? Is there anything you're particularly looking forward to?
Yeah, I feel like what makes it interesting where the past couple of weeks been much more, I feel like engagement, much more activity on chain. Let that be with actually Babylon really unlocking the next phase. So I feel like DeFi projects and liquid restaking protocols really offering more. So definitely be more excitement. Hopefully they will start engaging more for some of the whales, as well as, hopefully some retail will come on in early next year. But I feel like ultimately with, you know, at least from my personal opinion, with what's happening with ordinals and runes is good for the space really. Let that be for, kind of mass adoption and or engaging more users outside of the current circle. Because I feel like we've been here for a fairly long time without expanding this circle. So I feel like getting more eyes on, let that be like any random project that 10 or 100x overnight. It definitely, could be helpful. But at the end of the day, hopefully for next year, really, we're gonna be able to see more users. Because at the end of the day, infrastructure has been built. We've been working it for a long time, but without the users, really, it's not that beneficial. So I do hope as we entering next year, or like hopefully by middle of 2025-ish, we're gonna be able to see better use cases, more applications. I feel like the UX overall is definitely getting better, making a much easier and seamless transition for people, for everyday pretty much people to get used to the applications and kind of interact with blockchain without any issues. So that should be exciting to see. What about you? What do you think?
I very much agree with you. I think we've had a few. Yeah, it feels like a long time now, a couple of years maybe, where the focus has been on actually building, and I guess that's what you get in a quote unquote bear market. I guess it's not been a brutal bear market that a lot of people in the crypto space have maybe feared or been used to, but it's been feels like it's been a long time where the focus has been on building and putting the infrastructure in place and really, I guess, strategizing ecosystem developments as opposed to welcoming in the retail wave. And I think now we're in a position where we have a lot of exciting applications, use cases, and as you mentioned, the infrastructure is in place. So now it's about really, I guess, perfecting the apps and welcoming in the new wave of users. And hopefully, Yala and Nubit can work on that together.
100%.
I think,
Do you think with the remaining of the month, it will pick up at pace, considering the last couple of days being pretty good for the market, really? And would that kind of overlap into next year, or what are your kind of expectations in that regard? Or we just, kind of faking it out, no prediction. And again, it's if you're in the audience, it's not a financial advice, but just an opinion. We're really curious.
yeah, it's tough to say. It's of course not financial advice, and if I was a fantastic trader, I would definitely be in a different spot, I guess. So if I could predict the future of Bitcoin here, but I think it's hard to say. I think we've been trending upwards and showed strength both price wise and ecosystem and community wise for a long time now. And I think barring any major rugs or FTX 2.0s, then I think we're in a pretty good position heading into the new year. But of course, you never know. There's a lot of factors that can play a role, whether it's the elections in the US or anything else really for that matter. So it's very hard to say.
Yeah, it's never really one component. But yeah, I mean, good to know. Hopefully, with that, with a positive sentiment, really, on whatever the outcome itself is gonna be a month from now, or pretty much like a couple of weeks away from election, 100%. But hopefully, it's gonna be a positive impact for the market as a whole.
Yeah, definitely. And hopefully the Yala testnet can help bring some new users into the space and help boost Bitcoin adoption a little bit. But fingers crossed. I think on that note, I think we're almost ready to wrap up the first episode of the Yala Bitcoin Liquidity series. Unless Norbert, there's anything from your side, any questions or anything you want to give a shout out to or prepare the audience for?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's still a couple of weeks away, but we're gonna be in DEF CON, and I know, still no early offers really, because it hasn't been announced. But we'll be hosting an event, and there's a reason why we're here. So we wanna talk a little bit about it, what the week is gonna look like for you guys for DEF CON, or anything in between. Besides, you guys just launched testnet this week. So I know it's a lot of things in the books, or you guys are working on, but anything planned for you guys from now till DEF CON, or just DEF CON's gonna be where everything kind of aligns and we get together?
I think DEF CON is where we'll align and get together now. I think the full focus is on optimizing phase one of the testnet that we launched yesterday. So of course not it's hard to phrase correctly. It's not a burden waiting for the testnet to launch, but you know the feeling. It's a lot of stress and it's a big wave of relief that we managed to launch yesterday, and we launched successfully. And now it's just about building on that excitement and momentum and trying to make it the best application and protocol that we can make it, as well as partnering with as many fantastic projects like Nubit. And then I think we'll keep a somewhat low profile in DEF CON, but we'll definitely have some team members there, and we'll be taking part in all the exciting events.
Yeah, I love that.
How about
No,
you
it's
guys?
Yeah, same with us. Pretty much just, heads down building. We'll enter our next phase of our testnet pretty soonish. So kind of early alpha if you're here from the audience that are interested in engaging with some more apps, as well as, just overall get to contribute more to the ecosystem as a whole, while, having fun as well, because that's why we also realized that, running nodes is great, but at the end of the day, if you're still able to interact with some sort of Telegram mini games, let it be DeFi, GameFi, makes it easy for the users and for a better adoption. I do have one question though for you guys, because like in regards to if you could talk a little bit more about like the staking and the actual tested functionality, because I've seen or read that you're able to stake your U, and could you tell a little bit more about how like you're able to earn the berries and what's the kind of benefits of that?
Yeah, so I can go into it. Let's see. So of course, we have, I think the whole testnet is based around the meta mint functionality, which is what allows you to deposit your BTC and mint U, which is the Yala ecosystem stablecoin. We've then taken that a bit further, and we use berries as I guess a Yala ecosystem point in a way. So it's not a quote unquote ecosystem token like U and Yala. It's more of a reward or incentivization point, which kind of plays the role of encouraging testnet adoption and encouraging testnet adoption, getting users to interact with the core functionality, whether that's depositing BTC, minting U, as well as some off-chain, I guess, quests and tasks, whether that's, for example, following different Yala communities, sharing referral links with partners and friends, and so on. This is then what allows you to earn these berries. And berries basically function as, I guess, reward points in the Yala ecosystem. You get them for a variety of tasks. And the goal is, of course, that these berries will translate into more tangible rewards by the time of the mainnet launch, whether that's then, it could be a range of tokens or a range of benefits. That I can only tease about, but I can't share too much about. But you can perhaps take the hint as to what the benefit of earning berries will be. There's a lot of different approaches to earning berries, and I can share the full docs in the link below this Twitter space, which kind of gives an overview of all the different exciting ways to earn berries.
Yeah, I love that. It's definitely exciting. So definitely, if you're here, make sure to check Yala out. Definitely super excited. Again, it's been only a day, pretty much since you guys announced it. So I know there's a lot of work coming up, but it's definitely the future, and you guys are doing an excellent job. So super, super excited to be on this journey with you guys, expanding the ecosystem and just offering more and trying to onboard the next users without, ever really sacrificing that Bitcoin security, as well as making sure that they do get the best experience possible. So yeah, super excited to be here and be on this journey.
Yeah, likewise. It's a pleasure to talk to you and get to know you a bit better. And I hope we can collaborate a lot more on content and growth in the future.
Absolutely. We'll definitely do that. Thank you so much for having us.
Of course. Thank you. And speak to you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. And thanks everyone for joining the episode 1 here with Nubit. We'll be back very soon with more information on episode 2. So stay tuned, and of course go check out the Nubit website after this, and go check out the Yala testnet, which launched yesterday if you haven't already. Perfect. Thanks everyone. Bye.